Social Security in crisis. Senator Cantwell highlights systemic failures. Washington State Senator Maria Cantwell recently shared a troubling story during a Senate confirmation hearing for former President Donald Trump's nominee to lead the Social Security Administration. Cantwell recounted the ordeal of an 82-year-old Washington resident who was mistakenly declared dead by the Social Security Administration, SSA, leading to the termination of his benefits. Not only did his February payment fail to arrive, but the agency also attempted to reclaim payments from previous months. Desperate to resolve the issue, the retiree first tried calling the SSA but was met with long wait times and unhelpful responses. Left with no alternative, he went in person to a federal office in Seattle, one that is at risk of being shut down, where he endured hours in line, just to prove he was still alive. His experience, described in the Seattle Times, painted a dire picture of an agency overwhelmed and under-resourced. It was like a Depression-era scene, the man recalled, describing the long queues and exhausted staff struggling to assist those in need. The few remaining employees were overworked and worried about impending office closures, fearing that vital services would be lost altogether. A system under siege. Cantwell's account is just one of many indicating that the Social Security system is buckling under the weight of funding cuts and workforce reductions. The Washington Post recently reported alarming conditions in SSA offices nationwide, highlighting extensive wait times, jammed phone lines, and a website that has crashed multiple times in the past 10 days. In one Indiana office, phone lines are overwhelmed by 9 a.m., leaving a skeletal staff to manage nearly 70,000 claimants across the state. Employees, untrained in upcoming procedural changes, are left unable to answer anxious inquiries about potential office closures and benefit continuity. One SSA worker admitted, "I hope we're going to be here, but I can't guarantee anything." The situation is equally dire in Baltimore, where a significant portion of staff managing crucial payment systems has either resigned or is on the verge of leaving. One employee revealed that their office is behind on legally mandated software updates and modernization efforts, increasing the likelihood of payment disruptions. With experienced personnel exiting, fixing technical issues is becoming increasingly difficult. People could be out of benefits for months, the worker warned. The consequences of cuts. The crisis stems from policies enacted under Trump's administration, where a freeze on spending has left many SSA field offices without essential supplies such as paper, pens, and phone headsets. Employees are now forced to multitask, including acting as receptionists and answering an avalanche of calls, exacerbating an already dire staffing shortage. Trump's appointed acting commissioner has aggressively pushed to downsize the agency, targeting a reduction of 7,000 employees, over 12% of its workforce. Staff buyouts, early retirements, and layoffs have left offices struggling to function, while those who remain are overwhelmed. In an attempt to justify these cuts, the administration has cited the need to combat fraud. However, fraud within Social Security remains a small fraction of total expenditures, estimated at under 1%. Despite this, policy changes have made it harder for beneficiaries, especially those without internet access, to verify their identity or make necessary updates, requiring them to visit overburdened field offices in person. A system teetering on the brink. During the Senate hearing, bipartisan lawmakers demanded answers from the nominee, urging him to address the deteriorating customer service and ensure that staffing cuts do not cripple the agency entirely. While he acknowledged the issues and floated solutions such as artificial intelligence, he stopped short of committing to reversing the damaging policies. The downward spiral continues, with no clear resolution in sight. As SSA field offices remain overwhelmed, retirees and disabled Americans are left struggling to access essential services, facing delays that could leave them without benefits for months. If no intervention occurs, the very foundation of Social Security as a functional institution is at risk of collapse.